Hi, friends. My name is Bree Hamida, and I am the founder of Subconscious Awakening. And if you are here watching this video, you're most likely going to be attending one of my events. And in this space, we will be doing a breathwork journey guided by myself. It is very important that you watch through the entirety of this video. I am all about safety and integrity, and I don't want you to have any surprises. I want you to be fully aware of what breathwork is and what could happen during this experience that is so transformational and so powerful. So, first of all, breathwork. It's kind of an umbrella term. There's so many different types of breath work out there, and the breath work we will be working with is conscious connected breath or circular breathing. And all that means is we are removing the pause between the inhale and the exhale, and the exhale and the inhale. We're creating this full circular breath. And as we start to create this full circular breath and we do it for a long period of time, the oxygen in our bodies increases and the carbon dioxide decreases. And when that happens, we start to drop into these expanded states of consciousness. And breath work is one of those very few modalities that we're able to access large amounts of DMT without doing a plant medicine. This is all in our bodies, created just for us without having to do anything outside of ourselves, reach for any substance. It's all within us. And what happens as we drop into these expanded states of consciousness, there are different layers that could come through during your breathwork journey, and that's what I want to speak on. The first is the physical. So, physically, a lot of things could happen to your body on a physical level. You may feel really hot one second, you may feel really cold the next second, you may get tingling sensations. A lot of people just experience feeling like they've been plugged into a light switch and they are just buzzing with this prana energy. You might get a little lightheaded because we are oxygenating and we're not used to so much oxygen running through our bodies. There is something called tetany or lobster claws. And what this means is basically what it sounds like. Your hands can start to curl over like lobster claws. This can become a little uncomfortable. And so if you start to feel your hands start to cramp over like little lobster claws, you can start to stretch out your hands, manually massage out your hands with your other hand, bring your hands in prayer pose, flicking your fingers, moving the energy out. You could also get tetany in your feet. You can get it in your jaws. You can also experience it in different parts of your body. Just know that this is completely normal. It's completely safe. It will eventually melt away on its own. You're not going to be driving away with these little lobster claws, I promise you. If you are experiencing this tetany and you're having a hard time letting it go, I want you to really lean into that and bring awareness to why you're wanting to control it. Yes, it can become uncomfortable, but so much surfaces in this journey of the lessons we need or possibly the things that we need to let go of. So I invite you to lean into this discomfort if that's what it's bringing you and really just surrender to it, because growth comes from the discomfort. We do not grow when we are comfortable. If at any time during your journey you are needing me to be there to support you, to manually massage out your hands, raise your little lobster claw and I'll be over to help you manually massage it out. I do like you to work through this on your own because you are your own healer, but I am here for you along the way if you need me. So that is tetany. The next layer is the emotional piece, and this is the why behind this work. So many emotions could arise during your breathwork experience, from joy, bliss, ecstasy, peace, wisdom, and all the way to anger and grief and sadness. And the most important thing is to really feel into these emotions that are rising. They're rising for a reason, and it is your job to fully feel into them during your experience. If you have an emotion of grief or sadness, feel into it, cry, let it out. This is a completely safe space for you to fully embrace these emotions that are rising within you. Fun fact, with epigenetics, scientists are now proving that trauma lives in the body for up to 14 generations. So, if you think about 14 generations back, your mother, your grandfather, your great, 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 all of that trauma that was endured, all those limiting beliefs, all the programming is living in your cellular memory. And so you are doing the work. You are doing the work for your future generations. You're doing the work for your past generations, right? Time is not linear. So what you are doing right now is not only affecting you in the present, it's affecting you in the future, and it's affecting you from the past. So, really inviting you to lean into it all. If something is rising in you that you feel is not yours, it may not be yours, but it's showing up for you to heal it. So, breath work is allowing us to tap into the subconscious. And one might ask, why do I want to tap into the subconscious? Well, 95% of everything we do throughout the day, our beliefs, the way we respond, programming, just the way we interact with the world is ran by our subconscious. 95% of that, only 5% is conscious. So, if you think about all that juicy stuff that's in that subconscious space, right? The programming, the limiting beliefs, everything that we have held on to that we haven't fully felt into is running our day to day life. And when it's not fully felt, it's coming out later on as dis-ease, it's coming out as discomfort, it's coming out as triggers and reactions, right? Instead of observing and sitting with it. Whatever is coming through in this experience, in your journey, it is very important that you really feel into it, give it a name, give it an emotion, and really feel into whatever is rising through you. And through this comes the power, comes the wisdom, right? It's not just the traumas that we're going to experience, it's not just the unexpressed emotions, it's also the wisdom in our ancestral lineage. It's the power, it's the embodiment, it's the empowerment, and really feeling into it all is the most important thing that you can do in this experience. There are two types of resistance that could come through I want to speak on. The first is the physical resistance. At any time during your journey, if you feel physically you cannot go on, you may feel sick or anything physically that you feel, just simply raise your hand. I will come over to you and I'll help you slow your breath down. You never want to stop your breath completely. You just want to slow the tempo, the cadence down. The second type of resistance is the mental resistance. This is that resistance that I would like you to lean into. This is that resistance that you know you can keep going, but you may be a little bit too tired. It may feel like a lot of work. This is that resistance that I really want you to lean into. Find your rhythm again, find that tempo again, and come back to the breath. Usually, that mental resistance kicks in about minute 5 to 15 during this breathwork journey. And then after that, that's where the magic happens. We will be breathing for about 45, 50 minutes straight without pause, without breath holds. We will not be holding our breath. And at any time you feel like you just need to take a pause from the technique, really feel that prana energy, feel the vibration, that is completely fine. But I don't want you to stay there for too long. If I notice you are still in that pause for a little bit longer than I would like, I will cue you to bring it back to the breath. Come back to the breath. The number one important thing to do is always come back to the breath. Stay in that circular breathing. It is called breath work because it is truly work. We're not just lying there receiving, we are doing the work. We will start off with a little grounding meditation, and then I will cue you to start your circular breathing. Then I will cue you to pick up the tempo. We will double time the tempo. And then I'm going to offer you another technique to do if you want to experience a more experienced technique. At that time, you can play with either of the technique, listening to your body, knowing that I am not in your body. And so, regardless of the cues that I cue you, listening to your body ultimately. Please make sure you watch the next video on the technique and make sure you're comfortable with it. And then when I see you at the event, I will make sure that you are fully comfortable with the technique and answer any questions you have. And I will also be sending you a breathwork guide for integration on how to integrate your experience, and know that I am just a phone call, a text, an email away to help integrate anything that comes through. I will see you soon. I'll be going over the technique we will be working with today. The technique is breathing in through the nose with that open mouth, audible exhale out. Belly, chest, open mouth exhale. We will then speed it up double time, breathing in and out, in and out. I will then give you an option to take 2 breaths in through the nose, 1 breath out through the mouth. As you lie down and you breathe in, creating that Buddha belly, breathing into the belly, into the chest with that open mouth exhale out, nice and slow to start, speeding it up double time when that is cued. Belly, chest, exhale, belly, chest, exhale, belly, chest, exhale. I will then cue taking 2 breaths in through the nose, 1 breath out through the mouth. In, out.